What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Today, I'm not alone here, guys. We got Niva on the channel for the very first time. Actually, it's his very first video. So, Niva from HH Gaming. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, doing great, man. Doing great. So, today, guys, we're actually going to review Dragonheir Silent Gods. We've been playing the game for over a month now. We're getting close to the 2 months mark slowly, and I spent a lot of time playing the game. Niva here spent a lot of time playing the game as well, and yeah, we're definitely eager to see what things could get improved, or just generally what's the state of the game. Is it going to succeed, considering that is a seasonal game, and what other stuff we have in the game basically? But I feel like it's a good place to start with the story, the campaign, and a couple of other things, right? What's your take so far about the whole story mode and the campaign? We had the journal here with 24 chapters, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was great, but it was staggered.
Mm, yeah.
um, that was the kind of the biggest problem, and I guess from a personal perspective, it being staggered annoyed me because I wanted to play more, and I guess that's a good thing in terms of the game. Um, so as much as it annoyed me because I wanted to keep playing, it made it a lot more accessible for people who only had an hour or two each day.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm,
so maybe it was a good thing. I don't know. I one of the things that I thought is obviously the story was great to me. I don't care about lore, but it was nice to do something different each day. But having only done that for the first time, I don't know how others felt. I don't know how you felt after doing it in the beta.
not very excited about it, honestly. So I'm not a lore person either. I tend to just skip through everything, so I just click like a madman. I
Yeah, I
would
click
like an option in
sometimes.
the settings, for example, where you have the possibility of skipping through all that, so you don't have to basically break your mouse by clicking so much. But it's not a
Yeah,
problem. I can survive with it. It's not something that would make me stop playing the game, but maybe is a stopper for a lot of people. And how you mentioned having the content gated, how we had it. For the entire of the campaign basically, I have mixed feelings about it. I do agree how you mentioned it makes it feel more casual for the people, so they don't feel like they're constantly in the need of competing with other people that are constantly spending more time in the game, so that's a good thing. For the rest of the people that are hardcore gamers, I feel like they would look at Dragonair and be like, this is just a side game, I want to play more. They don't allow me to play more, and we're gonna
exactly.
we're gonna get into it more once we're gonna get into the point five, where we're talking about the economy and the rest of the things, the
Mhm.
stamina and what we have, but as a campaign thing, I feel like a lot of people shared a lot of positive things, and how much they love the actual campaign and the lore. Whoever read it, of course, they gave a lot of positive feedback about it, and I feel like there is a market for a lot of lore. A lot of people are into it, and I feel like they've done a pretty good job at that part, except locking the content. Maybe it will make more sense the more we move into future seasons and stuff, because they're kind of like trying to keep us at the same sort of pace, to progress at the same time, and basically to don't burn through the game in 2 days and be like, that's it, I have nothing else to do. I feel like they're trying to revolutionize a bit the whole mobile gaming cross-platform sort of a vibe.
Yeah, exactly. I think in terms of the story being gated is fine, but content gated behind it is maybe the problem.
Mm,
So, like, obviously, we had to wait till like day 3 or something to get the first dungeon, day 5 or something for the next. And maybe if they separate that and find the perfect balance, people won't mind so much about having to wait each day to do a little bit of the story.
yeah, definitely. Now, what I liked about it, because I said I had mixed feelings, was the part that me being locked and not being able to do more campaign, to move to the next dungeon and kind of like start feeling overwhelmed by everything that's getting thrown at me. I felt that was a nice thing to be able to work on my team, be able to test different things. So in the very first 6 days, you have the option to basically reset all your heroes. Like,
I wish it was still here.
I know that was a good thing that should be in the game for definitely longer than 6 days, at
Yeah.
least for the entire duration of campaign. So once you're done with that, then stop it, leave it 20 days or something like that. And that was an amazing thing, because let's just say I built a team that maybe was not something that I really loved that much. Maybe it was just for the progression. Well, I was able to reset that. So in the first few days, it definitely felt good to be able to learn things about the game, test things, and see what works out, what it doesn't, and kind of like get to be more familiar with the game. A lot of times you're playing different games where they're throwing so much stuff at you and you're so overwhelmed that you have no idea what's happening anymore in the first few
Yeah,
days, you know?
yeah, exactly. And like I said, the way they've done it, it's great, but it does need fine tuning to kind of
Mm,
find the perfect balance between gating and staggering.
yeah,
Because there was times where you'd log on for the day, you'd do literally 2 minutes of questing,
and
and
nothing
you'd be
else.
done for the day.
Yeah, so
And
go on, sorry.
sorry, I was going to say, and that's where they need to find the perfect balance. They need to make that a bit more friendly. You shouldn't be done after about maybe 15 minutes at a push.
100%. Like we had a few days, maybe 3 different days where the content was gated for like 2 days or maybe 3 days, and we weren't able to do nothing else to progress. So how you mentioned, they need to kind of like fine tune that a bit and add more content into those gaps, you know, and
Yeah,
allow people to play and stuff. Because you're gradually basically just uncovering parts of the map, guys. You're uncovering different dungeons, and then slowly you're moving to higher difficulty in dungeons. You're unlocking other sort of content, you know, and completing all the storyline, all the campaign, and that's kind of like how the map looks in season one. Now, this is meant to change in the next season. It's meant to bring new challenges, new story mode, new bosses, dungeons, etc. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how exactly it will be played. Because so far I played the beta, and of course the beta is season one with a few ads on. So pretty curious to see. Then of course we have the daily logins, right? So if you're gonna go at the events, right, that's where the daily logins are, if I'm not mistaken. Daily check-in, they don't reset, man. So this is a very weird thing. Like you are playing the game for months. A season is like 3 months. They should reset every month. You know, I find it weird that they only go once and then that's about it. And I feel like they should make some daily check-in, 7 days daily check-in where you're getting a legendary champion. I feel like the frustration for a lot of people with the game is that they don't get to play with the shiny things. They don't get legendary straight off the back to kind of like make them super excited. I don't necessarily know if that will impact the ratio of how many people still continue to play the game after 7 days or no, their metrics, but I feel like
I
it would be
expect it.
better, you
I
know?
expect it will make a difference. People
Mm,
like to get new toys. And they've missed an amazing opportunity here with the daily logging because with the battle pass, each time, obviously this time round, it's better than the last time, and I expect the next one will be too. So they could have done that with the daily logins. Obviously, it's over 3 months. The first
yeah,
month could be pretty beginner stuff. The next month could be a little bit more farming orientated, like more energy.
yeah.
And then obviously the last one we don't personally know what the end game's going to be like in the last month of the season, but it could be more catered to that and give you more rewards.
Mm.
Um, and it's not not a hard thing to do. They just need to add something more there because we're stuck getting the same 6 rewards every day
Yeah, which is
now.
pretty lame ass, you know, pretty lazy to put them like this. So
Yeah,
this is definitely a minus on the game, guys. The daily login rewards, they don't reset. Any other game either continues them with the next 30 days or they reset from the very beginning and they're the same thing. Like Raid, for example, resets the exact same thing after a certain point. Before you get to that point, you get new rewards every 30 days. So what I think they should do, you start getting an epic champion. You move to the next 30 days, some improved things, upgraded things, you get another epic champion. And maybe at the 90 days one, before the season resets, you get a legendary champion. And at the same time, every season they should make a 7-day uh, login thing where you're getting a legendary hero. Even if they're doing it once per season or just one time thing only, they should have it there, you know. And of course, when new people start in season 5, they should have that opportunity as well. And I feel like it's definitely gonna be very important for the player base. Like I remember in the beta, we sat down with some of the devs, we gave them feedback about things that they should actually happen. Like people want legendary heroes. It doesn't matter that Dragonheir and like most of the games have a lot of awesome rares and epics that can be played in the end game, and you can be the content with them. People still want to play with legendaries because they want shiny. They play games basically to have fun, you know, and is a bit strange to keep that away. Like, you are getting quite a few Heliolite dices once you're progressing, and then you're getting a lot of gems towards the end game that will allow you to basically purchase a Heliolite dice almost every single day. Like, I'm doing it myself. True, I'm not free to play, and I do have the monthly card that gives me gems, but almost every single day you can purchase a Heliolite dice, if no, every second day. So that will basically give you 15 chances at a minimum a month as free to play to get a legendary hero in the end game, you know. So it's not bad, but it could definitely be much better, and it all has to do with the daily rewards getting improved, and actually don't just stagnate here at the last 6 rewards, because it's definitely underwhelming.
Yeah, it really is. I kind of forget to check it most of the time. If there wasn't a red dot, I wouldn't claim it. So
yeah, I'm not too excited. Then we have the one step ahead, which will give everyone a legendary champion. So you're gonna get, of course, Erich as a legendary champion once you're gonna defeat a specific stage in the campaign, and that's defeat the Violet Dragon. Then you're gonna be able to collect.
I wondered with this, is that going to be reset each season? Are you going to
No.
So it's only a one-time thing.
I got him in the beta this time around. I didn't have to do nothing here,
Yeah,
basically.
see, that's another place that they could, obviously you mentioned a 7-day login legendary. They could replace this with that.
They might be doing in the next season a different hero here. Like, we don't know that, you know. It's very likely because we're gonna get new bosses, we're gonna have new content. So I would expect them to change this to a new legendary hero. But at the same time, this is gated, right? Like, you need to grind the game to get to it. And would be nice to just log in and collect one after 7 days. You know, that's how most of the games do. And there is a reason why they do it, because it's successful and people stick around. They're looking forward to it, you know. So would be nice to see that. I feel like we pretty much wrapped most of the things on here. I feel like we're ready to move to the next step, and that will be dungeons and the Vortex guys, which is the actual clan boss. So if we're gonna head over to the journal right here, every week you have some of the things that reset. Every day you have some of the things that reset, like the Vortex, which is the Alliance boss, clan boss. And right here you have some of the weekly things. Once more onto the tail, this basically are dungeons where you can farm pages to purchase scrolls. So scrolls is the equivalent of tomes, books that will enhance the hero skills, you know. So you have 3 of those. Then you have the Outland Rifts, which is a co-op game mode where you invite a friend, he joins you, and you're challenging this boss with minions, and both of you are able to basically form a team of 5 men. So me and Niva, for example, we could play this together. I could add 3 champions. He could add 2, or the other way around, depending on who's inviting who, and you're getting some rewards. Temporal Vortex being the clan boss, the rewards for it, especially on the highest difficulty, I feel like is underwhelming. So I would like to see the rewards a bit improved here. So stage 4, if we are actually... Can we check the chest, like challenge rewards right here?
Yeah, you can.
So this is my current thing. That's what I'm getting, the highest chest in the game. So I'm getting 95 gems a day from here. I'm not even getting big potions to level up the heroes, basically. You're getting the medium and the small ones. You're getting 2 summons, 2000 affinity solvent, which is fine. Gold should definitely be improved and maybe get more on every single difficulty. You should definitely have a chance to either get a scroll from here, either get a Heliolite dice as well. You know, I feel like they missed on it.
A chance for sure.
Yeah,
because obviously we get 2 purple dice, but I think if you look back to difficulty 3, you get so it's the same rewards as you get for level 3 in terms of dice. And as you get towards the end game, especially people who played the beta at the moment, they don't actually need any or many epics at all. So I think either they need to kind of change the purple dice to have a very small chance of a legendary, maybe 0.5%, or add a chance in to get Heliolite dice from the top rewards.
100%. Like, the rewards definitely need to improve on all the difficulties on the Vortex, and either give us a chance on difficulty 3, difficulty 4, maybe difficulty 3 last stage 15 million, difficulty 4 last stage 25 to get a Heliolite dice, or I don't know, whatever they are intending to do, but just give a chance so people are actually more interested in farming this boss. Like, the clan boss is always the thing that gives you the best rewards, you know, so it's very, very important. Now, we have other dungeons as well, of course, guys, where you go and farm gear. So all this here will give you gear. Grave of Venom, Grave of Curse, Grave of Rot, Heretical Ruins, Ancient Battlefield. And this is actually pretty cool. Like when you're farming a dungeon, as an example, you're getting runes, you're getting materials to use at the forge, and it's not bad. Like I'm pretty happy with what the dungeon drops. Now, considering that this is a seasonal game, I feel like it would be nice if they would give us more stamina. Everything resets in terms of what's obtained with stamina at the end of the season. So giving us more stamina will basically keep the people engaged with the game for longer during every single day. So that would be a good thing rather than a bad thing. Would be something good for their metrics as well, you know. So I feel like that's the right thing. Not necessarily buffing the dungeons, just give more stamina. If you have more stamina, you can get more gear at the same time. Level up more heroes, you know.
They wouldn't need to buff it if they gave us more ability to farm it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
at the same time, getting multi-battles is gated behind events and paying. So for people who are free to play, they need to have some kind of access to multi-battles outside of buying it for gems. Maybe if it was 10 a day for free and you get 30 from the obviously the daily pack.
100%. Like right now we have the alliance duel, and this gives you, if you are part of it, if you're winning, of course. So this gives you some multi battles here, but I feel like it's very unlikely for the majority of people to get them, you know, because you need to be on the winning side, I think. Or they're just checkpoints, right? Checkpoints.
Yeah,
actually, I was gonna correct myself. I think they're just checkpoints, actually. So you're getting them from here. They are events that will randomly drop them as well. But I feel like it's just not good enough. Maybe add them for the alliance shop. You know, like you go at the alliance shop and you're gonna be able to purchase some from there. Because at the moment, at the alliance shop, there are not that many things that you would necessarily want to purchase. You know, like definitely not the gold, definitely not the iron. So all I'm purchasing is the essence of creation, and then yes, you could get the starlight dices. You know, like let me get them. But I wouldn't.
Get them every time.
I wouldn't purchase the ores, you know. I wouldn't purchase the ores,
Okay.
and would be nice to have some multi battles to be purchased from here. Maybe some from the arena shop as well to be purchased. You know, that could be a pretty interesting thing, I think. You know.
Yeah, I mean they've got it in the normal shop, like where you can buy it obviously with gems, but there's so many other things that you want to be spending your gems on instead of just the ability to set auto runs.
Yeah, and I feel like the
Like,
hard training event could give you that as well. You know.
yeah, I do like the training event though. It's nice because it's just for playing the game. Like if you look at the requirements, it's literally everything.
Yeah,
So you're just getting consistent rewards for just playing the game each week.
absolutely. And then of course you do these events, like all these events they drop multi battles, so you are getting some from them. But we're gonna discuss more about the events in a minute, guys. Mainly we wanted to kind of like focus on dungeons, you know, and the vortex is interesting content. And we do have the goblin, which is basically farming the XP for your heroes. Now the main issue is that you're never gonna stop farming this. You need eventually, once you're gonna reach the end game, to have a team from each element. So basically have around 6 teams, preferably. It's not mandatory, you know, it's not mandatory, but it would be nice to be able to have fun with everything. And it does take a lot of stamina to farm the goblin, and they made Goblin 3 from the beta to season 1 just because we requested it so much, but it's still not enough. I feel like it's easier if they would buff the rewards in here, so you are able to actually build heroes, more heroes, so you can actually play and experience the game, considering that it's seasonal and they reset their levels. Then
Exactly. Sorry, to carry on from that, there's
yeah,
nothing for them to lose.
exactly.
All of these champions or heroes are going to be reset anyway, so let us play with them, let us test things out. It shouldn't be such a drain to do so.
Mm. And then the last things that you're gonna farm, guys, are the domains: Frost, Tempest, Flame. So basically, these are the elemental domains. You have 3 of them. They give you materials for 2 different affinities, depending on what sort of combination we have every season. And they are fairly easy and fairly rewarding, I would say. So I don't really have anything to add to those. For dungeons, again, more stamina would result in us farming more, playing the game more. They don't need to improve the dungeons, the drop rates. because we want more stamina. So like that we can farm whatever we want and play the game more, basically, because that's the main feedback that I'm hearing from a lot of people. I just want to play the game more, but I'm running out of stamina and things to do in like an hour or two. And it's fine for people that don't want to play more. That option is standing, for a lot of people that are fine with it like this, but others want to play more, so having more stamina would be nice. Then my next thing is summoning and acquiring heroes. And yes, we do have all sorts of different summoning events right here. You do start with an event that gives you a random legendary once you have 80 summons, and that is pretty interesting, but it's not something that's for the entire duration of the season. And I feel like it would be good to be there for longer, so people even that are free to play will have a chance to reach that, And then the drop rates for the summoning events are good. Can't really complain about them. At 3% for a legendary, 35 summons are guaranteed. It's painful. I experienced Mercy with every single summon this season. Every single summon was on Mercy and was painful. It's not a fun thing, but it's better than 200 that we have in Raid or other games, Then the Starlight summon is the equivalent, if you're a Raid player, with the Ancient Shards. And this has a Mercy as well for an Epic at 35. But it doesn't have a chance to summon a legendary, man. I feel like even a 0.1% would be something. True, you can summon legendaries from the Horn, okay? So that's another way on how you can summon heroes. But I've never got one from there,
No, I don't think I've even got an epic this season.
This season I've got an epic. So I think Garius was from here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong,
Nice.
but I got a strong one from here. I can't remember who though. But it should be a different way on how you could acquire heroes and just legendaries in general, and that will kind of like have to do with the summons. But at the same time, we do have events on legendaries, like we have the U tier Empire Shadows event, right? What's your take on this event?
If I'd known what it was going to be before, I would have prepared better. But at the same time, I don't have heroes for every element. Like, I have nothing for Necrosis. I have nothing for Radiance. I think it's good. It's just difficult, and getting enough of the Amethyst to actually buy Uteor without having a very established account is hard.
I was gonna
really
say,
is.
I think it's hard. It's hard till you establish your account, basically, and
Yeah.
that might take 1 or 2 seasons. And then in the future, hopefully, the next events will be similar with these, and will be better prepared because we know, okay, now I have champions to build multiple teams. I can go in and put in some serious work, But as it stands, even for me, through I've done mistakes in the beginning. The first week, I've done minimum damage on the bosses because I haven't tried. Second week, I fell asleep with the phone in my hand and the bosses reset, so I didn't have a chance to hit them. So I missed points on there. But right now, as it stands, I'm at 166. I'm gonna get 15 more from the next dungeon event. That puts me at 181, and I should be able to get 9 more, hopefully, from doing the bosses, because I only challenged 1 boss this week, so I have 4 more challenges left, if I'm not mistaken. But then I'll have to purchase one of these pack. So basically, I'll have to spend $10 to get U tier if I want, or if not, I could use everything that I have on these rewards here, which are definitely not worth it, So I think I'll eventually spend $10 to get a champion, and that's about it,
Yeah, it makes sense. And I mean, one of the other things about this is with Heliolite dice being so hard to come by, I don't think that they should be forced into this event. I feel like, because if you look, you can only get 180 from both of the, if you max the continental
Yeah.
rewards, with good luck doing, and you max all of the dungeon events, you still have to pull enough dice to get 20 more.
Yep.
And I think there needs to be a more friendly way of doing it. Even if it is a grind and it's hard to do, it needs to be accessible for more people. Because if you look to get 20, you need to pull 20 dice.
100%.
That's not easy to come by unless you're spending or very progressed and able to clear everything.
Yeah, like you need to be very end game in order to get the summons, and basically you'll have to save summons from season to season and stuff to kind of like just target these sort of events But I feel like they definitely need to be a bit improved in terms of how you can acquire legendary heroes. Definitely a lot of work needs to be done here because that engages the people more. People want more legendary, so it's kind of like bringing us back to the point that we had before with the 7-day login thing.
Yeah.
Moving over to the next thing, Niva, and that is gearing and the gear sets, the diversity of the sets, the artifacts, the runes. How do you feel about gearing in a Dragonheir?
Well, my luck's been better than yours, so
100%,
I
100%.
quite like it. Um, there's some sets that I don't use at all. Um, at least the 3-piece bonus I don't use.
Yep.
Is it the troll set? Yeah, I've never used the 3-piece set of that. I understand it could be beneficial for maybe for goblin if you are particularly squishy. Um,
I would still
but
take the executioner over it to ignore the defense.
exactly. But one of the things that I would like to see changed is at the moment you're equipping 3 items and your fourth is just a kind of broken set.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see them double up on the 2-piece rewards if you equip 4, or even just give a small bonus of something. Because at the moment you obviously you could use two sets and get 30% attack
And crit rate.
and crit rate, or you could sacrifice that attack and crit rate for the bonus. It would be nice to see them make a 4-piece set where you can get a small bonus as well, so you don't have to just equip a random set.
Yeah, like would be nice to go from here. 2-piece gives that. 3-piece ignores defense. 4-piece add 5% crit damage or add
Yeah,
5 skill haste. Something minimal, but just something to kind of like
just so your fourth item's not just not
yeah,
wasted, really.
100%. Yeah, so that's a thing that they should improve on, and I feel like a lot of people said that is weird. Now, what I like is that you can remove gear without any cost whatsoever,
It's
and I
amazing.
move so much gear on my heroes that I'm losing it. Okay, and we do have a plan right here, which basically allows you to save builds. Now, I would like here to see a selection where it allows you to save the builds together with the runes as well, rather than just the gear set. And like that,
Yeah,
because right now, if I just want to equip that hero, I can just click on it, and equipment, and it's going to bring me the equipment from that hero to this. So you can
but
play around however you
then you've got to go
guys.
find the runes.
Yeah, then you gotta go find the runes. Then you find the artifact. Let's say the artifact is not a big issue, but finding the runes and the rest is an issue. So making that together is nice. And you're gonna change gear from hero to hero a lot, guys. A lot, especially till you're farming enough gear to be able to kind of like build most of your teams, which is not a problem. The cost is free, so that's great. Then you have the runes. You have negative, positive runes. This is kind of like accessories. That's the way I would see them. You can have flat stats on all of them only as the main stat, and then the bonuses can be all sort of different ones, percentages, crit rate, crit damage, attack, defense, HP. Skill haste is kind of like the equivalent of speed in a way or another. Then you have accuracy, you have resistance. Enlightenment is a different thing that can be, and the negative ones can be main accuracy, main resistance, not just as substats, and yeah, I feel like it's a pretty good system. The artifacts are something that you purchase when you collect dupes of heroes, and you are able to go at the market and pick an artifact. There are quite a few good rare ones, quite a few good epic ones, and quite a lot of good legendary ones, And
Yeah,
it is harder to get the legendary ones because you need dupe legendaries in order to be able to purchase anything. So that's kind of like a dupe system for epics and rares, guys. You're getting currency to purchase them, and you're getting currency to level them up after.
but that's another thing that could be added to the daily logins. Like on the 3rd month, they could give you a
An
legendary
artifact.
artifact.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because at the moment I haven't got any legendaries and legendary artifacts rather.
Yeah, I got
And
lucky because I got 2 dupes this season, and that's how I got them.
yeah, but that shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't be considering yourself lucky for getting dupes.
I mean, yeah, I know, but in a way, I'm lucky because I got 2 artifacts now.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's a nice feeling because if you do get a dupe, at least you're getting rewarded with something. But it would be nice to see another way to acquire them being added in. I don't know
yeah,
what it would need to be. Maybe
daily
I don't
login.
know.
Daily login is the perfect call
It's
out
the
that you
answer to
had.
everything.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like you made a very good point there. I didn't thought about the artifacts as well being part of the daily logins, but I feel like they should maybe even in the battle pass. That's a
Yeah,
bit. They could put it on the free version. They don't need to put it on the paid
they
version.
could put an epic on the free and a legendary on the
on the
paid.
version. Yeah, they could do that as well. So basically, this is the battle pass here, guys. Top one is free, bottom one is paid. And I gotta say, the free version gives good stuff as well, 100%.
Yeah, it does. The battle passes, they've done amazing, to be honest.
Mm, very
Uh,
good, yeah.
and then they aren't hard to complete either, as long as you're actually playing the game.
Yeah,
It's, I mean, I've got so many missions left over from this week's, and I finished it.
same, yeah. I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done with it, yeah.
exactly. And you can see obviously all of those give 3 levels each, so
Mm.
it is very very easy to complete.
So I feel like the gearing and stuff is fairly good. They can improve on the thing with the sets, how we mentioned, to enable us to acquire artifacts from a different way rather than just the artifact shop, you know. And the next thing that I kind of like have on the list, guys, will be basically the economy. So in-game economy, gold, wire marrow, aka gems, dice from summoning, and just the general things that are used and are being part of an economy. And of course, talking about events, the rewards from events. So the main issue that Dragonheir has at the moment, and is a massive issue, is the economy of gold. So when you're getting legendary artifacts and you need to level them up, is extremely costly. So basically, it will cost you to take them to level 20 over 500,000 gold. Now we have no gold dungeon, and it wouldn't make sense to have a gold dungeon because the stamina is limited, so nobody would really farm it. But what they should do is the goblin should give you way more gold than it does. Runes are selling for way cheaper than the rest of the gear. The runes should be selling at the same price with the rest of the gear because it still costs you 15 energy to farm all of these stages. And on top of it, you should be getting a bit of more gold when you're selling them. If you level them up when you're selling them, it doesn't really happen, but a lot of times you take them to level 4 or 8 to see if they're worth keeping, right? Because it's pretty hard to get perfect substats, you know. So you might consider selling one at level 4 or 8. That should give you slightly more gold as well. But the main thing that needs to be improved with the gold is the drop rates from all the dungeons and when you're selling stuff to be higher. And the goblin should definitely give you more gold than anything else because you're only farming XP and gold from there, you know. So that would make a gold dungeon with XP together and basically shoot two birds with one stone, you know.
I mean, they could do that, or they could just increase the
Yeah,
amount of gold it takes to level stuff.
decrease that and increase the amount you're
Yeah,
getting.
sorry,
Yeah,
decrease.
not increase. Don't increase it. Don't make it even harder, you know. Like I find myself with all this gear, like I have a lot of gear, right? I could sell more gear and I'm selling more gear, but guess what? It's not selling for enough. So let's just say we're trying to sell some of these helmets, okay? And check this out. And let's just go at some of the legendary ones. You see, we're getting 200k gold. It's right here next to me. So it's not a lot for how many pieces you're selling, considering that just the max one costs you so much. And the main thing is you're not farming as much in this game as in others because the stamina is limited, you know. You can purchase stamina daily when you are doing a dungeon, for example, up to how many times? 4 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 4 times, but obviously it increases in cost each time.
Exactly. So you purchase the first one with 50, then it increases to 100, then the next one is 100, and the last one is 200. And it's just 60 is the smaller version of stamina. Then of course you get different breads from events, rares, or even epics from the battle pass, and that's why I have 7 right now because they just stacked up from the battle pass and the rest. But it gets used fairly quick. Run in any dungeon, the minimum amount is 10. Then on the gear dungeons is 15. And the problem with that is that you're burning it very quick. The restoration time is slow. You see, to max my stamina, it takes me over 12 hours right now. So that takes quite a bit of time.
It takes like a full day.
Yeah. So they should definitely improve on this as well, you know. Give more stamina, let us farm more, increase the gold. It's just basically having fun in the game. Like, people will get probably to spend more even on summons if they can get and play the game for longer, if they engage for more, because they get more excited, I would assume, you know?
See, I see both sides to it. Obviously, a lot of us are used to games where if you want to use energy, you can buy energy.
Yeah,
and
like
there's no cap
the
on that.
rest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, you've got to remember that would be charging you for something that you lose,
Mm,
because at the end of the season, that's all wasted.
yeah,
And they probably don't want to implement a system where you can repeatedly buy energy, given the fact that 3 months later, that money's disappeared. It doesn't exist anymore
yeah.
because the things you farmed are no longer on your account.
That's why
And
they should do it in the daily logins, in the events, and the rest of the things. Just give more, regenerate a bit faster, you know. So you,
yeah, exactly.
so you don't have to spend your gems on it. So like this, nobody will have an issue that the things get taken away. Considering that it's a seasonal game, right? And they get taken away. That's the main reason why you actually want to farm more, because yeah, let's do it now. They're gonna get taken away. It's fine. Next season I'm gonna farm new ones because I'll have plenty of stamina to go and do that. I feel like the game is already monetized on the summoning pretty well, you know. So I feel like that should be their main priority for that, and not stress so much about the stamina. In a way, it's good to don't be able to purchase stamina, because whales and stuff cannot have a massive advantage over the rest of the people. Of course, heroes are still making a difference, but I feel like if these things get improved, the economy would be spot on for Dragonheir, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And mostly the gold. The gold is the biggest problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that gets fixed, there will be a lot less complaints. So
That, and give a couple of extra Heliolite dices here and there, you know, and how we
always
discussed.
welcome.
Yeah, 100%. And the last thing will be the end game, guys. And we still haven't unlocked all the end game, so we will have featured events with the D&D, which I would expect will probably be every single season. They might not continue for the rest of their lifespan as a game, but I feel like they will be very common every season. This will introduce a new legendary hero. The event will be separated, so you can only summon this from the banner, from the summoning pool, and I'm not sure how I feel about that just yet. I gotta experiment it and see it.
We'll see it first.
At the same time, they will be bringing new bosses, or a boss, or some challenge together with the boss, with the champion. Sorry, and that's new content towards the end of the mid-season, moving towards the end season. You know.
There's a chance, obviously, with that being a summoning event primarily, that whatever they bring in will actually give you quite a lot of summons.
Yeah,
It's wishful thinking, but it might happen.
yeah, it might happen. That's something that we don't know just yet, of course.
Yeah.
And after, we have something that's called the Underworld that we will have to unlock, basically, and that will give you a lot of rewards once that's gonna unlock. But that's, I feel like, for the last 1 month. And other than that, the real end game is farming gear, improving your teams, doing arena. You have 3 different game modes for arena here. You have basically Grand Gladiator Arena, which is like a classic arena, Champion Arena, which is like 3v3 arena, Tag Team Arena, 3-team arena, and you have the live arena, you know. And basically, live arena has different time slots. When it's open, when it's not. Interesting. I don't really get to catch it open that often myself, at least with the time when I'm playing.
It is open.
And the last few bits of content as endgame is, of course, the Feymander. This is something that you can push later on. I'm not stressing with it because I tend to do it on streams. So it's content for me as well, content for you guys as well, because you get to see what teams I'm using, what sort of challenges I'm encountering when I'm doing it. So it's very helpful for you guys as well. And of course, we have the last thing, which is the Pillars of Trials, which is, in a way, I see it as a faction war, but it's based on elemental affinities, and this will change every single season because new pairs of elements will be comboed together. So right now I finished one of them because I've pushed it. I'm pushing the second one, so this is gonna be a bit harder. And then I gotta do the last one, which I'll be doing pretty soon as well, you know. And this will be the end game. They will reward you with legendary artifacts. They will reward you with epic heroes and stuff. The Underworld will be something interesting too, plus the events that will be coming with the D&D. But that's kind of like what the game feels at the moment. I've spent, I can't remember how many hours playing it. I'm spending probably a couple of hours daily. Exactly, you as well.
Yeah.
So overall, I think it's a good game. It definitely has things that they need to improve on, how we mentioned during this video. Let us know if we missed anything in particular that's really, really important for you guys. Curious to know your take as well. You've been playing for a while as well. Like we had a journey together here on the YouTube channel. So let me know in the comments down below. Niva, what's your final take?
I mean, I like the game a lot, and I like it even more if they implement the changes we've spoken about today. But I think it's on the right path. It's the first season of probably many, so I'm excited to see what they do with it, especially next season. Obviously, it's the first real season for many people.
Yeah.
Your first season's kind of catching up and getting a team for the next season.
Mm.
So I'm excited to see where it goes, and I can't wait for season 2.
Absolutely, and I know I missed towards the end game. Like you have challenges on the map, like you have different characters at each one of these locations that you can challenge. So that's another good thing to work in the end game. You do have the towers, the tower defense sort of game modes which you encounter on the map. I wouldn't necessarily call those end game, but that's another thing that you can work on. And that was all for this video, guys. I do think that Dragonheir overall is a pretty solid game. I wouldn't really be able to rate it like, I don't know, out of 10 to give a rate, but I would probably put at around an 8, considering all the things that I mentioned, the issues that I think the game has. So overall is a good game in my opinion. I do enjoy it, and I am planning to continue playing the game for a long time, hopefully. And let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to go over and check Niva as well, because he's about to post his very first video, guys. And we're gonna continue there and discuss things that we would like to see in the second season. But that was all for this video. Niva, was a pleasure to have you on the channel.
Thank you.
And I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.